Good evening.
Good evening. Hey,
Hello.
everybody. It's like
Hello,
at the
Martin.
movies. It's like at the movies when they do those never-ending idents at the beginning of the movie. And you think, is this movie ever going to start? It's great. It's just like one after another, 3, 4 more idents. Are they going to be live in a minute, or is it just going to be this sequence of
I
stuff?
make it long like that so it gives me enough time to make sure everything's actually working.
Oh, I know.
Because otherwise I get confused. I'm like, I've got too many things. And as you know,
great.
I was phoning you from the car tonight in a rush, trying to get back home in time, and it's like chaos.
You've been
But
on a
I'm
shoot,
here.
right? You've been on a
Yeah,
shoot.
so we kind of got a phone call like lastminute.com. Please, can we come help on an Instagram live feed? It was a test. So I rush off to get there, and it lands up being this full-blown production. Like, nobody briefed us. So, yeah, I had to leave crew there trying to sort it out. It was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. But anyway, here I am.
But also got the job done, right?
Well, it's still going. I had to leave everybody there so they could Uber back to my house afterwards. Thank God, curfew is now 11 o'clock. Otherwise, I think we'd be right and really stuffed.
Yes. Well, all the news here is about you've sent us this new variant. Thank you very much.
Well, we thought we would share our love and send you our own version of COVID,
Yeah, it's
just
very
so that you guys can feel the South African love.
It's made the news. So yeah, well, thank you very much. We're very much aware of it.
It's a pleasure. It's what we like to do. It's how we roll. So everybody, welcome to New Music Mondays on Discover TV with me, Julian, live from Johannesburg.
It's me, Martin, live from somewhere near London.
Somewhere near London. And yeah, we got another cracking show today. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited I made it. I'm just quickly making sure I'm all COVID.
Oh, well done.
Well done.
I'm
I've
getting
cleaned
this.
my hands. So yeah, we're all good to go. So yeah, we won't talk about football. We'll leave football out of this show for a change. So we'll just
Why?
stay there.
Can we talk rugby? There's no English people
that's-
coming on, are there?
but
English,
you're Scottish.
Any English rugby fans coming on?
You're Scottish. Well done, Scotland. I was very proud of Scotland for that, even though I'm not
30
Scottish.
38 years. Crikey.
You've waited for that. Well done, well done. Anyway, so let's talk about music.
Okay.
Let's talk about music. And I just want to say, and I'm trying to get him on the show, is that as you know, I've been doing a lot of live streaming for Black Coffee over the last 6 to 8 months, and his album dropped on Friday. Sorry, 100 million streams.
Wow,
Oh,
I've got it lined up on my to listen to playlist, which I've
And
I've
what
not
an
yet.
album! What an album!
Gotta check.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get an interview with Black Coffee. The chances of us getting one, who knows? You never know. I do work with him, so hopefully maybe he'll grant us an interview.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try. So hopefully I'm going to try and get Black Coffee on for next week.
Amazing.
It'll be very exciting. But let's get on to this week's show because there's another exciting show, and I'm very excited. We got a wonderful variety of music tonight, which is what I really love about the show. It's not just soul, pop. We've got some guitar shredding of note on tonight. I listened to this track earlier.
Well, I haven't heard the track.
It's shredded.
I've heard the preview.
It's shredded. It shredded my speakers. That's all I'm going to say. It shredded my speakers. You get ready because we're going to have ROBYN on just now. But we're going to start off with Lucky Packet, all the way from somewhere. I think they're in Joburg, I would presume. But anyway, let's get him on air.
Let's find out. To Discover
Evening,
TV
gentlemen.
podcast. Good evening, guys.
Hi.
Oh, hang on. Let me do this. I'm running a bit. There we go. Lucky Packet. I like it. Welcome, guys.
Spent ages doing those. Don't want to not
Yeah,
use them.
I spent an entire 3 minutes creating those overlays. Could not use them. Welcome, guys. Lucky Packet.
Good evening,
Who
Lucky
is
Packet.
Lucky Packet? Because you guys are really new to me, and Joe sent me the singer, and I was like, got to have these guys on. I love it.
Thanks. It's a really strange story. We are kind of a mix of all those genres you were just name dropping now. We called Lucky Packet because you actually never know what we're going to throw out next. We have
I like that.
Another band member, guitar player Yuri, who's a metalhead. Kat is more like down the neo soul line, and I was just listening to The Cure's Disintegration before we came.
Good man. You can stay.
So we got a real mix going on.
Fantastic.
I like it. So, I mean, is this the first offering from Lucky Packet?
Yeah,
It is. Sorry, Kat, you go.
No, go for it. Go for it.
So the album is called Ancient History, Julian, because we've actually known each other a long time. Kat used to be signed to a label and he needed a sideman. And so I signed on the dotted line to play some guitar for him. And then it started to occur to me, why don't we have our own band? And when he was game for it, we set about finding some other people. And that was like 5 or 6 years ago. So we were just
Okay.
And refining and playing and refining. And we'd make sort of sporadic shows out. And then we'd go back into our cave and play again. And then eventually when lockdown came, I was like, this is the time we have to dedicate to making an album. So this was a 9-month, it's our baby. It was 9 months of hard work during lockdown. And as soon as lockdown was kind of over, we brought in a couple of session musicians to finish the album off and sent it off to ROBYN Kelsey to be mastered. And it was ready by December. So, yeah.
Wow, brilliant, man. I think lockdown's been an incredible time for music making in the songwriting process. I just know so many guys that have just delivered, and it's kind of why we started this show, is that there was so much incredible music still being made during this time of COVID, and that it's like my favorite resource to discover new music now is our own show. It's like it's literally, I find all my favorite bands. I mean, and this is exactly why I enjoy this. And then people like Joe send us new tracks, and big shout out to Joe, because she's constantly supporting, especially up and coming artists in this industry, which we desperately need. She helped me launch my son's single about a year ago. So, it's kind of she's somebody we desperately need in this industry. So big shout out to her for supporting bands and being part of the whole. So Ticky Box, if you guys are ever looking for somebody to promote your tracks, I'm doing a big quick plug for Joe. Go to Ticky Box Media. Otherwise, just hit us up and I'll hit you up with Joe's details. She plugs across the world and really great, and as she is doing here with Lucky Packet. So tell us about the sound of It's All Right. Is that correct? Did I get the right track?
It is. Yeah. Kat, since you wrote the vocals, I'm going to let you take the part.
I like the song because, like with any well-written piece of music, it will translate. So when I initially wrote the song, I was in a very troubled relationship and I was just trying to find soothing words and all of that. But throughout the pandemic, and the more people listen to it, they've kind of related it to their own mishaps or their own situation. So It's All Right is smooth soul R&B vocals over some nice thick guitars, some rhythm, some bass, some drums. So it's got a groove to it, but also it's one of those songs that actually has a message and a meaning behind it.
I love it. Should we take a listen? I hope I've got the right version, because I clicked above your picture and it said visuals. Have I got the right one?
Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay. Just making sure.
On YouTube earlier.
Yeah, so let's check it out, guys. Here we go. Lucky Packet with It's All Right.
It's all right, my love. Don't you worry your pretty self, no. Trust and believe me
Love it. Love it.
Classy,
It's all right.
classy organ sound in there. Love that.
Well,
And I love-
it's the real thing, Martin. It's a real Hammond. There's
Nice.
Oh, nice.
that's
Fantastic.
exactly what contributed to the track so much. I owe my friend Costa a beer for recommending Dave Sharp to play organ on that one. Let me tell you.
Oh,
It's
nice.
It's cracking. I mean, it's a great track anyway, but it just adds that sort of real depth and richness to the sound, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
great. Love it.
It so reminds me of that neo soul sound of the 90s in London. Kind of like Roachford. I don't know if you guys know Roachford. You know, just this really cool kind of vibe, and it's a great vibe to the track, and it's just got so much warmth and soul and great lyrics. I really think the track's just it's as they're saying there. This is a track to fall in love with, no doubt about it. We're loving it. Absolutely love the track, guys.
Love it.
And thanks
must
Joe
admit-
for sharing that one.
I must admit, yeah, thanks, Joe.
I'll have
That's Joe there.
a non-alcoholic Heineken for that.
I must admit, when I saw the video earlier on today, Julian sent me the link through, and I started watching it. I thought, gosh, there's a lot of people in this band. And then I cottoned on quite quickly, but it did take me a minute or two. I also thought, isn't that London? So
It's got a very London feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, I mean, I think have just generally turned the song outwards from what Katlego originally had in mind. He was talking about a relationship stuff going on in his life, and we kind of externalized it a bit for the whole lockdown pandemic situation, I guess. And I'm going to lie if I said I was very particular about wanting video footage of disaffected London youth, but yeah, I found the footage and I thought it was great, and we strung it together. And
they don't look disaffected. They don't look disaffected at all. What do you mean?
well, they did until they
I love it. I think it's
You've
great.
clearly never met any London disaffected youth if you think
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So that's so true. So guys, obviously that's the first single off the album. The album is available
Yes, everywhere.
Everywhere.
iTunes,
everywhere.
Spotify,
Go and get it
everywhere.
everywhere. So just search Lucky Packet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the album's called Ancient History. It's on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, Lander, Deezer, everywhere.
Well, we'll definitely be sharing it on all our platforms. So thanks so much, guys. Awesome to have you. And hopefully we'll be seeing more of you as more singles drop, because you're definitely the kind of band we'd like to have back on the show.
Yeah.
We got more music. More music is ready. More music is ready.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Awesome. Look
Thanks for
forward to
joining us, guys.
All right, thank you.
it. Great
Thanks
seeing
for
you.
Chat
having
soon. Cool. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Good track, eh? I really like that. That's really, really, really cool. I really love that song. It's just got a nice vibe to it. Okay, so
do you know who it reminded me of? A little bit, especially when the organ came in. Little bit reminds me of the King's Parade.
you guys, Brandon, Katlego, go and check out the King's Parade. They were our UK Band of the Year last year. Go and check them out. Yeah, actually, definitely does. Yeah, they actually could. Yeah. Okay, thanks for reminding me of that, Martin. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Joe, Robyn, do you mind hanging back just a little bit? We're going to bring London in because we kind of do South Africa, London. So Robyn's cool to hang out.
We got a
Shame,
thumbs
she's
up
been there.
from
She's
Robyn.
been there the whole time, so I feel like bad. I'm like keeping her hanging in the
Thanks,
background
Robyn.
there. Thank you, Robyn. So let's head back to the UK. Here we go. Good evening, Joel.
Hello, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Good evening, Joel. How are you? You've got. Hold on.
Let's do that and put Joel in the middle.
Oh, no, hold on. I've got my cup of tea as well.
Yeah, I know. Cup of tea always. Can you hear me good?
Cup of tea and a
See
beer.
that, and there in a nutshell. This is rubbish. Actually, this is complete. I was going to say, and there in a nutshell is the difference between the UK and South Africa, but that's absolute nonsense. As if we're all about tea and you're all about beer. That's cliched nonsense. And
Well, it's probably true.
and it's entirely wrong. I think there's fairly fair to say that we're quite into beer here.
No,
Yeah,
I would say.
It's Monday, so This will do.
Monday. It's tea. So I have. I mean this. I mean, let's just get into this. I've got peppermint tea. What kind of tea have you got, Joe?
Lemon and ginger for me.
Lemon and ginger.
Okay.
And here,
That's what's good for my vocal cords, you see.
course,
And I sing a lot these days. So I just
welcome
like to keep
to the world of rock and roll, people of the world.
pretty much.
This
Literally just
is,
trying to.
you know, it used to be Hendrix and Nirvana and all that kind of stuff. These days,
Yeah.
it's all about looking after your vocal cords. Quite right too.
It's all about the tea.
It's all about the
It's
tea.
all
and
about the
it's all
tea.
about the tea and taking care of ourselves. How are you, Joe?
I'm not bad, thanks. I'm all right. It's I mean, it's dragging on a bit. This everything that's going on, but
it feels
it's
like
all right.
it's a sequel too far, isn't it? It kind of,
Yeah.
part 2 was all right. Part 3 is a bit like, yeah. It's
I
just
know,
it's a repeat
I
of
think-
the first one.
When it first started kicking off and doing any sort of interviews or chatting to anyone, really, to be like, it's nice. It's all different, a bit of fun. Not at all, and then now it's just it's easy to let your mind wander. But yeah.
We were
good.
all thinking, all the artists were thinking, we're going to get loads of material out of this in the next 3 months, and then a year later they're like, oh, I can't play
Album
any of
number
these songs
3.
to anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, man, yeah.
But you said you've been keeping busy though.
Yeah, it has been super busy. It's I mean, it's a different type of busy, I guess. I think I'm definitely missing performing live for the few sort of first time since it all started kicking off. I think in the last sort of couple of months, that's definitely been something that's kind of come into my mind, how much I miss doing that. But the reason it wasn't quite there is because it did kind of just get super busy for me about in roughly April, June last year, I guess, and just started getting a lot of projects to work on, collaborating with people, and really just working as a songwriter. So, and I've enjoyed that, and it's just sort of carried on being pretty busy and cool
great.
projects coming in, which is it's really exciting on that front. And then on the side of that, I kind of differentiate the two, but then on the side of that, got lots of exciting stuff planned, sort of, with as me as an artist. So all
That's
good.
right, because last time we spoke to you, you were saying that the having the sort of opportunity to collaborate and almost have that, not having to think so much about putting all of the pressure on yourself to do all of your own stuff, had actually made it easier for you to kind of relax into being a songwriter a bit.
Absolutely, and it's funny though. It's such a balancing act, because I think that I'm now at a point where I'm like, God, I need to put a bit more effort into my own stuff, because then and so it's about getting the right sort of like balance in terms of like, what the best thing to do is in the sort of day you've got ahead of you. But no, it's been great, and it's really nice just to be busy and get to wake up and do it, and not have something to do each day, which is at the moment I know for a lot of artists is a tricky thing. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that, and definitely got a few things I'm working on at the moment, which is good fun, and getting to work on projects which are even more excite me down the line. It's I've got a few things working on some sort of writing some music for film and TV, and that's kind of an amazing, that's somewhere that I've always wanted to get more involved in, and the fact it's sort of coming to fruition a bit now is it's really exciting. So just gotta write some good songs and keep it going, I guess.
And that's fantastic. And so tell us about Pretty Green, the new single. Well, it's fairly new, a couple of weeks old now, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks old now. I mean, it's so full circle, really. I mean, I wrote that. I was working it out when it came around to releasing it, because I wrote it on the 5th day of the March lockdown in the UK. Wow. So in the UK, it was start of March or whenever that was, and I went in to London to be with my girlfriend, so we were going to lock down together.
Yeah.
And about 5 or 6 days in, I was just sort of playing around on my guitar and wrote this really short little song. And I just knew it was a nice little tune. Now I think it would probably sit more as a song that was it's more of like a song that would really fill out an EP or an album well and complement all that. But when I went in to record my previous single, Lemon and Photographs, me and my producer had like an hour at the end. Uh-huh. And we just thought, well, have you got anything, should we just play around with something? And so we did that, and because it was so short, we got it done pretty much in that hour and 2 hours, and then it was sitting there, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that out, because my sort of plan going forward is to try and get music out sort of every 5 or 6 weeks, depending on, you know, what it is. You know, I'm definitely planning on getting at least one EP, sort of an actual little bit of a body of work out this year. But it's been a case of trying to get, or just not even trying to, just looking to get music out fairly often. And so when we were sitting there and this sort of November lockdown hit, and I was like, well, now it's difficult to meet with my producer and all this, and I've got all this other stuff going on. I had this song with this French DJ coming out in December. I thought, right, January, I will release Pretty Green. And I was so proud of it. Honestly, I love the song so much. And it's short and it's sweet, and it's just it's almost, I see it more as like a little gift to anyone that's sort of following this. And it's like, you know, I didn't promote it as I normally do on like my massive singles. I mean, like my bigger singles.
I know what you mean.
So I didn't like go heavy on the promo or anything. And I think that was all down to the fact that I didn't see it as a single when I wrote it.
Yeah.
So when it came to releasing it, I just thought, you know, I'll almost like subtly release this, couple posts. Anyone that wants to hear it can hear it. And I mean, the feedback's been great on it. People are loving it. And I think what it's definitely done is what I wanted it to do, which is just kind of whet the appetite for, you know, the sort of sound and the direction I see things going, with those really clear vocals that aren't like, there's nothing too funky done to them. I think first,
because you had, I think there was a bit of there was a sort of quite a big Bon Iver influence on some of your previous work, which, like you said, those vocals can be quite treated, which is a lovely sound and it suited your voice really well. But you're right, it's nice to hear it.
Well, I don't think I'm moving too far away from that. Like I do know, you know, that I've been playing around a lot with falsetto vocals. And writing a lot in falsetto. Now this song isn't, but I do know that there is going to be some of that sort of Bon Iver vocal coming through going forward.
I wasn't suggesting that you shouldn't. I'm just saying.
No.
I understood what you meant about the difference.
Exactly. I think what I haven't done in the past, which I wish I had done now, and I'm going to do going forward, is when I'm singing in that sort of normal, just natural vocal. I want that to be clear. I want it to be a one-track vocal with not much around it that can just sort of. I think stand its own. Yeah, I think so. I think at the start when I started recording, I just used to think, well, everything sounds better double-tracked.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of that. Hi, hello, just saying bang.
Exactly, because I think it's just because it kind of sounds better to you, because when you first start doing it, you're probably a little bit embarrassed of your own voice. Like that's kind of how it works. And so when you put two on it, it's like, well, that sounds kind of cool. When really, like, I think I've got to a point where I'm really, you know, I like listening to my voice in terms of like, I don't find it annoying. And so I think I just need to give into that a bit.
It's a good start. It's nice. It's a good start. I don't find my voice annoying. It's a good start for a singer.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're trying to do this.
But you'd be surprised how few actually do.
I know.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, let's take a listen.
Yeah,
let's have a listen. Here we go. Pretty Green by Joel Stewart.
Pretty green, sitting next to me, feels like a lighter scene today. If you could see the way she smiled, it took a while, but here we go again. It's a hold up, she's a soldier. Give me all of you
Wow, I just got lost in it. I got lost in it. I was like, kind of like, and all of a sudden it ends. It's like, no, stop now. No, stop now. I'm enjoying this.
I know. Well, that was the thing. I think when I initially wrote it, and it was really short. It was like a minute. It was just that sort of initial high part, falsetto part, and then the basically one verse of vocals. And I then didn't touch it and just sort of played around with it and didn't really. I used it when we were doing loads of live streams at the start of like all of this.
Yeah.
And I used to always start my live streams with it. And just as sort of like an opener, because people kind of filter in for a couple of minutes on those things. So I just thought, this is perfect. I'll play this little song, 2 minutes long. And if anyone misses it, it doesn't really matter. And it's just a nice little tune. And then when we came back to record it, I was sitting there and I was like, I should probably try and write
another verse at least,
a chorus and a verse. And I tried, and it just didn't have that same feeling or anything. And so I just thought, well, we'll just make it into this sort of drifty.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely stunning.
Like some of my favorite songs are short. I mean, how long is Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths?
Yeah,
a minute 50, is it, something like that?
No, exactly. Well, that was, and I think I didn't want it to just be like, here's a minute. So we worked hard to make sure that we put it in, dragged it out long enough so it was a couple of minutes, but it was just to have that sort of, yeah, exactly. And it was a weird, it got released the couple days after this most recent lockdown in here in the UK. And so it was like, it just felt so full circle. I was like, everyone's gonna get to hear this, or whoever listens to it gonna get to hear it in it when like in the same state that it was written in. So that kind of felt in a weird way right, I guess. And
well, we love it.
Cool.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if this will. It's fabulous, Joe. Like, really love it. Look forward to hearing the new stuff. Before you go,
Yeah.
I want you to. I know Julian doesn't want to talk about football. Well, I don't know if this will work. I want you to ask you about this.
No.
Can you see?
It's not every day the future king calls you a hero. So glad you like the track, Peter Crouch. Crouchy boy. Nothing wrong with that.
So, do you want to share with Julian what the connection is for you and Peter Crouch?
Yes. So I listen to their podcast quite a bit, which is called That Peter Crouch Podcast. It's him, a Radio 1 DJ, and another guy, Chris Fordyce. And they were looking for new theme music for their podcast. And me and a mate who listened to it were laughing, and he was like, "You should just write a song and send it in, mate. That's what you do." So I did, wrote a song, recorded it that night after a couple of beers. And
they accepted it.
Well, about 3 weeks later, they played it for the first time on a podcast, and it kind of struck a chord with them and the audience. And they ended up playing it about 3 or 4 times, saying this is definitely the best one we've had sent in. And it all culminated in them. They had a final episode of their season for the podcast was with Prince William, and they got him to listen to it live whilst they were doing it, and he called me a hero. So whatever.
Brilliant. You see, you can see that You'll Never Walk Alone. There we go. Somewhere
Exactly. So it was a bit of that was a nice sort of boost that was going on last year.
Love it.
But yeah, it was carnage. It was good fun.
Brilliant.
So Julian might appreciate the Liverpool connection.
I do.
Yeah,
but we got to move on. We're running out of time.
I know.
No worries.
Sorry.
We can sit and talk all day. Thanks, Joel. Another great song, and thank you so much. We would love having you on the show. Can't wait to hear more.
Anytime. See you in a bit.
Take care, man.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Another great track.
Love it. I'm going to show
phenomenal.
That Prisha's 2 hearts are for that song. I'm thinking.
And Mark going. Joel Stewart, my song of the year last year. Look forward. What do you think of it, Mark? Let us know, Marky boy. All right, let's get on to our next gig because we get it. It's time for some shredding. Good evening, Robyn.
Do I need to get my fingers at the ready?
Hey.
Is shredding still the right word?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. It's like I'm getting old, so I don't know if they've changed. I remember the 80s and the 90s was all about good shredding, and now it's like, is there a new word for this in the 2020s?
I don't know. I do that as well. So good trade, yeah.
You just play cool guitar. Let's put it that way. Okay, now I'm going to put the echo. I thought I could put the echo cancellation off. ROBYN Ferguson, welcome to New Music
Ew.
Mondays. So tell us, who is ROBYN Ferguson?
ROBYN Ferguson is me. Solo guitarist, prog artist from South Africa. Been jamming in bands pretty much all of my life, and then from about 2018 decided to kick it solo, and been doing that ever since. And yeah, rocking it.
So this is your third EP coming out now, correct? Am I correct in saying that? Your first one was Alizarin. Fourth. Then I'm not reading correctly here. 1, 2. Sorry, I apologize. 4. Bad of me. I've got it all here. See, I can even show. See, look, it's all there.
Great at music, bad
See,
at
there we
maths.
go. There we go. Fourth EP. And this is embargo, so we're getting a first play, aren't we?
I suppose so. Yeah, so the 12 months, yeah. So that's what's pretty cool. Yeah, 30 being lockdown as such. So pretty rad.
Brilliant. And so you're also an Ibanez ambassador, from what Devo was telling me as well. So congratulations on that. How did this all start for you, Rob? Because it's not very often. I mean, you see a lot of guys in the prog space in terms of solo electric guitar type stuff, but not a lot of female guitarists in this space. Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very common, I suppose, but I don't see why it should be uncommon or common. It's just how it is, yeah. The love of guitar has found me, and it's my instrument, you know, like it speaks to my soul, and it's a part of me. So it just kind of happens. I never think about it in terms of like gender or, you know, like, oh, you're a woman or you're a girl, so you should or shouldn't do this or should do that. I kind of just saw a guitar, really dig the music and the style, grabbed it off the wall, and it spoke to me. So here we are. Like,
and as you say, 4 EPs since 2019. I mean, that's a lot of work.
That's cool.
That's a big body of work. Was there a reason for trying to do them like in this space?
Well, I wanted to push myself. I set a challenge. So after Alizarin, which was the first release, I then started working on Falling Forward. And that was released during lockdown. And then I just decided, like, well, let's set a challenge and see what I can do. So I wanted to release like another EP. So a few months later, that was Harbinger, which is just like a little satellite work. And now we're coming out with Cryptid, which is a really awesome collaboration work of 3 tracks.
And tell us about some of those collaborations. You've got Adam Alvarado, and then you got Mark Pajama, who was actually meant to be on the show with us last week, but unfortunately had a family emergency. So tell us about those collaborations.
Yeah, really, really excited about all of this. Adam is a really good friend of mine, and he's over in the States. So made connections with him a couple of years ago, and just really hit him up again and said, hey, dude, do you want to shred on this? Because I dig what you're doing. He's releasing a whole bunch of music and has just released a whole bunch of stuff, and it sort of aligns with my vision and what I was going for. So I hit him up, and we've always wanted to work together. So that song is, if you think like my stuff is shred, wait until you hear 3, which is the song with him. And then the second collaboration with Mark is something that we're really excited about. He's got an insane set of skills, and it comes with a huge knowledge base of like different instruments and sounds and productions. So he's coming with a whole different flair with stuff that you've never heard before on my stuff. So it's leading the way to the next works.
Oh, wow.
There's even more to come up.
There's more. I saw it. Well, and just a big shout out to Devo as well, to David, who's a big supporter of prog, of metal, of hard rock in this country, and there's very few people that support this style of music in this country, which is great, and really excited that he's doing it.
Good emoji skills as well.
Yeah, good emoji skills. There you go.
Yeah, flipping legend, absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, Devo. Yeah, big shout out.
Cool, man. Okay, so which track we're going to listen to Grey, because I think that's the one that Devo asked us to push. That's the first
Yes.
single. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Grey it is. Love it. Grey. Robyn Ferguson. Wow. Superb
awesome.
skills.
I'm not
Those
much
are
of
skills.
I'm not much of an air guitarist, which is just as well. But I was very tempted to start smashing drums though.
Yeah, my air guitaring is not that good. There's
know.
no ways I can shred like that. Never in a million. Robyn, stunning, absolutely brilliant. And I love the cover of the EP as well. That whole Trip Tish vibe is very, very cool. Where can people find out more information about you?
Yeah, so the track's going live on the 16th, and that will be available on all platforms. And then the EP will be available on the 26th of February.
So we got a first play. We got a first play.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, all platforms, check it out. There's pre-save links. Go get ready. Yeah, pre-save it on iTunes, on Spotify. You can find it under Robyn Ferguson. And yeah,
Awesome.
everything will be live from the 16th. So stay tuned. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks so much, Robyn. Awesome
Yeah.
to have you on the show.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Brilliant stuff.
Chat
Good luck.
soon.
And keep them coming. Obviously, not
Keep 'em
gonna
coming.
Keep them coming.
Always. Yeah.
Take care.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Robyn. Bye.
Thanks.
It's nice to hear such different stuff as well. It's great. I love it.
I mean, it's still cool. I mean, maybe it's just not the sort of kind of scene that I come across too often.
A lot.
But it's
Yeah.
nice just to hear that kind of. Now I'm just going to play some guitar.
Yeah, and I'm gonna shred
It's
it.
just going to play some guitar. I love it.
Guitar.
Yeah. It's
I'm gonna
fantastic.
play some guitar. But now we have what I like to call our prince,
Okay.
prince of New Music Mondays.
Okay.
Do you get why? You get it?
Well, yeah. For a minute, I did think that I don't know what you were suggesting for a minute, and then I thought, no, I know what you're suggesting. So yeah, I think so.
Let's get him on. Let's get him on.
Maybe he's as confused as I am.
I like to call him the prince of New Music Mondays. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. to the Prince of New Music Mondays, otherwise known as Cameron Sanderson.
You guys never cease to make me crease, honestly. I love it.
I'm assuming that rather than you saying like it's some sort of royalty and like so because I was thinking, well, who's the king then? But I think you mean he's like Prince, right? Yeah.
Yes, Prince, as in multi-talented. He can play pretty much any instrument he sets his mind to. Yeah. Any production style he sets his mind to. I call him the Prince of New Music Mondays.
I get it. Yeah. And doesn't stop. Just like what's that word for being productive? Productive.
I guess.
Hi, you Cameron. Welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I mean, I just want to quickly say as well that music that you just played was sick as hell. It was a bit like MCR. It was like heavy MCR. I felt
yeah, it's very cool. Very nice. Very nice. So as usual, Cameron Sanderson is as busy as ever. What's been up?
I mean, I've been writing songs for people on the spot on Omegle. I've been releasing various things. Everything's going. It's been fun though. It's been fun.
This Omegle thing, I don't think I hadn't heard of it until I saw you doing it. But it is it's a kind of thing where you don't even know who you're going to speak to. Is it? It's like a random open chat thing?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. And the funny thing is that sometimes you will come across something you don't want to see because you ain't got a choice. So that's
okay. Say no more.
But it's good. It's good. Like you come across some really cool people. Like there's been moments where I've stopped for filming, and while I'm just like packing up and stuff, I'll just chat to random people. And I've met some really nice people on there and like connected with them. So it's cute. It's really cool.
And when you're hooking up on there and you're basically saying, I'm gonna write a song for you right now. That's how you're doing, isn't it? Kind of on the spot, spontaneous. Yeah. Tell me your name. Tell me something about you, and I will write you a song.
Yeah, pretty much. And I hand on heart, I'll be honest, I literally don't even know what chord progression I'm going to play. I don't know what melody I'm going to choose. I don't know what the lyrics I'm going to sing. I know literally nothing. Like, and that's kind of what makes it so interesting. It is like roulette, really, because sometimes it's going to be rubbish. Don't get me wrong.
But I mean, it's kind of thing that's very. It must stretch your inspiration, creative muscles, I guess. To kind of go. God, I've got to come up with something here. It's partly just like have the guts to go and put yourself out there and do that, but then also, like say, stretch yourself creatively to go well. I think it's something to learn from that. This could be rubbish, but that's not really the point.
No, exactly. It's not the point. And like,
just enjoy it.
One of them, just enjoy it. And one of them did blew up, got 3 million views, and then it's got like 100,000 streams now on Spotify. It's one of my most popular songs. So it's like if I hadn't done it, that would have never happened. So
coincidentally, is that the Shally Hoodie song?
Yeah.
So coincidentally, Shally's from South Africa, as you know.
Yes, she is. And
so why can't we have you both on the show one day and chat about it?
I know. I was going to actually ask her, but bless her, I think she likes to keep to herself because a lot of people are asking for her Instagram and she said she doesn't want anyone to know. So I have a hunch that she's happy to just like kind of appear on TikTok every now and then, but she doesn't want to, she doesn't want too much attention. So I respect that.
Because she's not, like you said, this Omegle thing, she's not an artist. She just happened to be someone that you connected with and told you a bit of a story. So she's not... Yeah. She's not out there wanting to sort of publicize herself as a singer or an artist or anything like that. She just happened to be the person who fed you the line.
Yeah, I'm just lucky that she said, go for it, post it, because if she didn't, it wouldn't happen. So.
But what I love about this story as well, like I said, I like the South African connection, obviously, for us to discover TV was fantastic. But it's I like the fact that it's led to, like you said, there was kind of this kind of TikTok thing. It went a bit wild on that, but then it's led to Spotify streams. But you've got a stream of merchandise off it as well.
Oh yeah. So I'm wearing it right now.
There you go.
Brilliant.
I didn't even realise. Yeah, I'm wearing it right now. Also, the green screen thing's still on. I don't know how to deactivate it from last time, but
if you go to your cam mic settings.
I'll try.
And there's a green screen, and just click none.
Oh, there you go. I got it.
And then click none.
There
you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like I said, kind of, because being a hoodie song, so there's a line of hoodies that you can purchase from Cameron's website.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how things can change so quickly in general, So that's why it's always exciting.
Well, I'm excited because if we were a film, we'd be a sad one. It's finally out.
Yeah.
It is. It's been a hot minute. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
I think the first time we had you on, which I think, if I remember,
was while
Did
you
we
were
even have
sleeping
you
in
on?
my sweater.
which was the first track I think that was released from the EP. It was around about this when we started doing this show as well. So it feels
Yeah.
like this is like the end of an era.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, it kind of is a bit. It's a bit like, yeah, it's been a long time. I think I don't know if I told you, but I think the next one's gonna be called something like if I saw the film, it sucked, or I saw the film, it was a tragedy. Like genuinely, to like kind of like play off of it and be like, here's the second one. So that'll be interesting. I've got
I love it. I think it's brilliant.
I think
That's brilliant.
If we were a movie, it'd be a sad one. I think the next one we should call it. I've seen the movie and I laughed all the way through it.
Yeah, there'll just be like hundreds. I'll do hundreds of them.
I've seen the movie and it was really shite.
Yeah, literally. It's a 1 out of 5 for me. Yeah.
Not much to see.
I love it.
You've had there's another track collaboration as well out in the meantime as well, haven't you? You had the sort of is that French guy? No, who was it you were working with?
Aiden.
Aiden, thank you. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I've in my head, Aiden. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, Aiden. He's really, really cool. He's originally from Hong Kong, and he's just like, he has an amazing voice. His voice is like syrup. It's just unbelievable. When he sent me over the verse, I was just like, oh my god, how do I follow this up? But it made a cool song. People really liked it. That's really cool.
So it's worked really, really well. So so this EP is that's it. It's done. It's out now. If we were a film, would be a sad one.
Yeah.
Is there a film to go with it?
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, obviously a lot of people thought there was, but obviously I don't have the budget to do that, and also it's pandemic, so I can't actually even get actors if I tried. So it's not actually a film. It's more to make. There's this whole there's a main character thing that everyone's doing right now, like main character energy. So the whole idea is that the EP, the soundtrack, it's supposed to feel like a soundtrack to your main character life. So it's like the soundtrack to your movie that you're living, because it feels like, I don't know about anyone else, but I visualize everything like a film.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, this is what would go with all the memories that I have. So it's like, it's hopefully would do the same for other people, like just that kind of thing.
Awesome.
Well, Cameron, which track would you like us to play today?
I know which one I'd want to play.
Which one's that? I'm curious. Which one?
I wanted to go for. I can't. God, you know what? It's on my screen, and I knew the name, and now I can see it on the screen, but I can't read it on the screen because it's so blurred.
Oh, why? Is it blurred?
No, it's just the way my screen comes up. If our lives were in film mode.
I mean, if you'd like to, by all means, go for it.
Okay, I think we've pretty much played most of the rest of.
Yeah, I mean, I always like to play while we were sleeping in my while you were sleeping in my sweater is one of my favorite songs of yours, and always has been. Yeah. But let's play something different.
And I love Candlelit and Nervous. So
yes, as well. I mean, okay. Here we go. If our lives were in film mode.
Play me back just like a movie, and watch the memories start to form. In my head, the marks from lights that never left me. I just hope there's some lights left. Yeah, so take my hand and call me crazy. Yeah, but you won't forget all you saw. You take a breath, 'cause every breath's another blessing. Yeah, and we never run. If our lives were in film mode, we'd look pretty in slow-mo.
See, I think that was a good choice.
Thank you.
Excuse my language, it was a fucking brilliant choice.
Thank you. See,
Thank you.
I like to think I like to think I know my stuff. Now, I love that track. I think I love the whole EP, but that one just obviously being more familiar with the other ones as well, and only hearing that one over the last sort of 2 or 3 days, they sort of stuck out a little bit. Just things like you can really hear the acoustic guitar, the drums sound a little bit different from some of the other tracks as well.
And the production is phenomenal.
Structure, yeah,
Production is phenomenal.
always,
the vocals are, oh wow, yeah. Your productions are always, it's next level.
You're very nice. Thank you. I'm glad that you like it.
Love that. So
I don't want to release my new single anymore because I can never match that.
It's not a competition, Julian. It's not.
I know, but you hear the production on that, you go like, my song's shit.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Come on.
Oh, it's so depressing when you come up with such incredible talent.
That's not the spirit of this show.
I don't want to make music anymore.
It's supposed to be the opposite of that. It's supposed to be making you want to make music.
Exactly.
It's just like everything you get on those, and again, I'm going back to the production for a second because I can hear everything, and I can hear everything perfectly. And it's exactly what you want a song to sound like from a production perspective. The vocals are just sitting beautifully on top of the instruments. Everything just has its place. And it has its place so well. And I think that's what the title of the next EP should be. Everything has its place.
There you go. Boom. Everything has its place.
Done.
Cameron Sanderson coming at you.
Yeah.
We'll have you feature on a track. Boom.
Excellent. No problem.
Even better.
You didn't even make me sound good.
So, great stuff. The other thing I wanted to ask you quickly about was you just recently did big #1 hit single across the world, really, but certainly it's been UK #1 here as well. Was the driver's license. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what I was going to say. Driving lessons. I think I was going to say. Olivia Rodriguez. Which you've done a sort of a response thing too. I just wanted to ask you if has that been well received? Is that
It has. It did well. It did well on YouTube, and people did want it released, but it hasn't got like the amount that Shally did. So I've kind of left it to sit for a bit, and I'll give it another push again soon.
So I don't know about this track. What's this track?
Driver's license. It like basically went massively viral. Like it beat records. Like I think it didn't beat the record for like the quickest growing female track ever.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, your involvement? Did you produce it? Sorry, I'm catching.
I wish.
So, Olivia Rodriguez, big American. I mean, I think is she an ex-Disney actress? Disney actress.
Okay.
Big hit. End of last year, beginning of this year in the US and here. But it's basically it's a rejected lover story, right? It's and the story is she's just passed her drive, so she gets to drive the car past the house of her ex-boyfriend because she's just passed her driver's license. I tell you, Jules, it's great. It's a great track. But what I loved as well was like Cameron, and it's forgive me for saying this, not an original concept to take a thing like that and say, well, I'll take it from the other perspective and I'll rewrite it. But just the reason I really wanted to say it as well, because I think it's another great thing that you do, Julian, saying about your production. It's more that you kind of go through your process on your YouTube channel, and you kind of, it's not just I've done this song. It's like I've come up with this idea, and you let people in the to have a look in and see how you're actually putting this together, which I find fascinating as well. Yeah,
definitely. And to be honest, with a lot of people, they'll take the chords of the original track and they'll basically just like do their own little verse. Whereas with me, I've kind of decided now as well, especially that was like the first one to do it, but I'm not using their chord progressions anymore. I'm not using any of their original song. I'm literally making a new song entirely, but just being inspired by the other track.
Yeah.
The track. So it's a completely original song, but with the idea and perspective of the other person, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And
that's had 49,000 views already.
Yeah. So it'd be.
yeah, exactly.
That's the one. But I'm hoping that it will maybe grow over time, and if it does, then I'll release it. If Olivia Rodriguez would obviously be happy for me to. I've tried to get in touch with her, but she hasn't replied yet. She will.
She will.
I'll just badger her a lot. I've done it before. I badgered Willy Wonka, this guy on TikTok who's like impersonates Willy Wonka. It was huge, and I just kept posting the video, and eventually he was just like, "Great job," and I was like,
Got you.
There you go.
Let's say I do like that. Say partly I'm just using it like the driver's license because it's not the only one you do. I say I love that you're kind of that YouTube channel that you do on your YouTube. It's not just kind of here's my new song, but it is kind of here's my idea generation process, which again Julian saying it's quite frightening.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just looking at comments.
I've had this idea. Now I'm going to play this part to it. Like,
I see comments guys like, please do Dear Parents by Tate McCree. Please do Chevy Ooh-ah. I don't know which half of these songs are, but anyway, all out of my... But just like loads of people, like an alternative title, If I Don't Want to Drive was an emotional bop. Okay.
Yeah, well, no, that's funny actually, because that's actually a song I wrote 4 years ago. That's actually on Spotify. You can still listen to it, and I was like, "What the hell? They still remember that?" And I was like, "How have they genuinely gobsmacked?" I was like, "I can't believe that people still know that song," but they do, I guess. It's quite cool.
They obviously do.
Very cool and very understandable because, as I say, it's all very listenable. It's all very watchable. It's all very enjoyable. So, thank you.
No, thank you for having me again, guys. Honestly, you guys it's so fun to be here, and it's always good to catch up. To be honest,
you can come back anytime, Cameron.
Of course, and I'm happy.
And when you're looking for that dark alternative '80s vocal, call me.
There you are. I will make sure to. We'll make it live on here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah, you've probably already been sampled.
Yeah, it's done. I'm trying to put my whole thing down. Sorry.
Right. If I Were a Film, We'd Be a Sad One is out now, of course, but you're very active across other social media. You better let people know where they can find you.
You can hit me up at Cameron Sanderson UK, pretty much on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on all the things. Apart from Twitter, because Twitter is just a weird one. But we won't talk about Twitter.
And Omegle, is that a thing that people find? You just need to be on there, don't you?
You just need to be on there when I'm on there, which I will let you. If you follow my Instagram or anything like that, I will let you know when I'm going on, and you can get a song written for yourself, basically.
Awesome.
So if you two want to come on, I'll write a song for you.
Let's do it, Martin. Come on.
I don't want to see the stuff that you can't control. That's the.
That's true. That's true. Sorry.
Brilliant. Well, can I ask a favour? Can we play out with my favourite song off the EP then?
Of course, it's up to you guys.
Yes.
He's asking the question. He's pressing all the buttons. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. So, thank you so much, Cameron. And guys, thank you everybody for watching. We're going to play out with Cameron Sanderson. And while you're sleeping in my sweater, I love this song. Always will, always, and always shall. Always have and always shall. Here we go.
Baby,
bye, everybody.
Put these pieces back together. I've been kinda lonely while you're sleeping in my sweater. Send me all your selfies. Keep my screen awake forever. I'll watch all your stories. Spoon my pillow to feel better. 'Cause I've been up all night thinking about how you hold me. 'Cause I had the dream last night how we weren't really that lonely. So I bought the car and never started up. 'Cause I've been up all night thinking about how you hold me. Kiss me like you miss me. Watching Deadpool 2 together. God, I miss the movies. Haven't been in like forever. Yeah, I miss your body. I'm just so sure whatever. No, but seriously, when will we be back together? 'Cause I've been up all night thinking about how you hold me. 'Cause I had the dream last night how we weren't really that lonely. So I bought the car and never started up. 'Cause I've been up all night thinking about how you hold me. Yeah. Catching breaths and taking meds, but when it's all done, I'll be your amphetamine. Catching breaths and taking meds, but when it's all done, I'll be your amphetamine. Catching breaths and taking meds, but when it's all done, I'll be but when it's all done, I'll be your amphetamine. Catching breaths and taking meds, but when it's all done, I'll be your amphetamine.